Hello everybody, welcome back to another session by K21 Academy. Today our expert trainer will be discussing about what is AWS VPN and types of VPN connections. So let's get into the video.
So today, moving ahead, we will be understanding about the concepts of VPN. Okay, so we are going to proceed further in our practical where we will be actually moving ahead with the rest of the concepts. In our last session, we have seen that when one VPC of Amazon wants to talk to another VPC of Amazon, we can enable this communication via VPC peering. If there is a VPC in the same account, or if there is a VPC in the different account, then also this particular communication is possible with the help of VPC peering. But if you have your on-premise data center or on-premise location where your company employees are sitting, or suppose say you have a person who is sitting at his home and doing work from home, or suppose say the person is traveling, is not in the office, or if you want your AWS cloud to get connected with your Azure or Google cloud. In these scenarios, if it is another cloud, your on-prem location, your person is at home or he is traveling, all these type of people can still get connected to AWS cloud with the help of VPN. The VPN is established over the internet. So they're just like an internet gateway. We have got a VPN gateway configured for us. Now this VPN gateway is basically acts as a termination point for your VPN connections. Whenever there is a user trying to get connected to your AWS environment, whether the person is from your own branch office or head office, the cloud of another company, maybe Azure, GCP, or the person is doing work from home. In fact, if the person is even traveling, in all the situations, when the person is traveling, when the person is in branch office, when the person is on another cloud, if they have an active internet connection, in any of these situations, your user will be able to get connected to the AWS cloud with the help of VPN, Virtual Private Network. Okay. He will be able to get connected with the help of Virtual Private Network. What all he need is a VPN gateway in the cloud. Now, whenever a work from home employee is trying to get connected over the internet, he will travel to the VPN gateway, and whatever policies you have configured on this VPN gateway, accordingly the user will be allowed to enter in your cloud. Similarly, if the infrastructure which is available on another cloud, maybe Azure, GCP, or wherever, the person will be able to get connected to your cloud, that is AWS cloud, via the internet with the help of again VPN. And here also the VPN will get terminated on the VPN endpoint or VPN gateway. And similarly, if the user is in your branch office or head office, which is on your premise, and the user wants to get connected to the AWS cloud via the internet, then also there will be a VPN which will be connected between your on-premise and your AWS cloud. So these are the possibilities when the VPN can be configured. The VPN stands for Virtual Private Cloud. The VPN stands for Virtual Private Cloud. This connectivity that we are talking about over the internet is quickly provisionable. You have an internet connection at your home. You already have internet at cloud. You will be able to create and establish a VPN between a work from home employee and your office with the help of VPN. In the branch office or head office also, if you have VPN, you'll be able to create a VPN connection. Okay. Now, what does this VPNs basically do is, whenever you are creating a VPN between two locations, like suppose say I'm creating a VPN between my office in my own premises and in my cloud. Now, because this connectivity is traveling via the internet, that means obviously this type of cloud which is internet, it is a non-secure cloud. Whatever goes on the internet becomes available to many people. So what you can do is you can create a safe channel which will be traversing via the internet, but as soon as your data enters into this tunnel, your data will get encrypted and it will be decrypted when it is received at this end. During the travel, your data will remain encrypted and nobody on the internet will be able to read your data. So that kind of tunneling which you create so as to make your data travel over the public internet, which is a non-secure one, but when your data is traveling, it is secure. The reason behind the data is encrypted. So creating a private network over the public network. That is why we call it as virtual private network, VPN. VPC, that is virtual private cloud, which we were calling as VPC, is actually creating, because this again, this AWS cloud is a public cloud. Anybody can come and create their infrastructure in the public cloud. So whenever you create an isolated infrastructure inside the public cloud, that isolated infrastructure is called as virtual private cloud, VPC. And when you create a channel of communication over the public internet, and that channel of communication is secure even though it is traveling via the internet, then that connectivity between my this site and this site is known as virtual private network. Now what happens in this is, if I have a machine here on my, maybe this is my branch location. Okay, if I have a laptop, if I have a person sitting here with a laptop, this person will be able to access the servers which I have created in my VPC over the internet. They will be able to communicate over the internet. So you will say, what is the beauty and the difference? We are still sitting here and accessing the cloud infrastructure over the internet. But the difference between this access and that access is, when you are accessing this machine over the internet, I have told you that this machine is required to have a public IP. If this machine do not have a public IP, you are not able to take the RDP or SSH of the machine and you are not able to access it. But when you are on VPN, you don't need a public IP for communication. Your communication from here to here will happen over the private IP address. So this is the beauty. So it will be basically the local area network, that is the LAN of your office, being extended to the cloud. So this network in the cloud and this network in your premise will communicate with each other as if they are together. They will be able to communicate with each other over the private IPs. They do not require public IP for this communication when you create a VPN between the two sites. Okay, this is the difference that you will achieve. Now, this VPNs that I am talking about, these VPNs are basically of two types. One is site-to-site VPN and another is client-side VPN. Client-side VPN When I say site-to-site VPN, if I have multiple machines on my site 1, now this site 1 could be your on-prem office, or it could be a Azure cloud or a GCP cloud. It could be anything. So suppose say I considered it as an on-prem location where 50 users are sitting. Okay. And this is my another site, which is having 25 servers launched. And this another site of mine is my AWS Cloud. Now these 50 servers which I have launched, my application team, the users of my applications team are sitting on this site, and they want to access this server for the purpose of upgrading the servers in terms of application. Or suppose say they are working on these servers. Or maybe let us consider that the server that I am talking about here is my database server. So the database server sits in private subnet and do not have a public IP. I want my 50 users sitting in my one site to be able to access these 25 database servers which are sitting in the cloud. Now, how will I do that? There are two ways to achieve it. One is over the internet. Other is lay a dedicated cable between the AWS cloud office and between your office. Now this is also possible, deploying a dedicated cable between your office and AWS cloud office. Although it doesn't happen directly, what it happens and how it happens is from your office location, whatever is the nearest edge location of the cloud, there will be a dedicated cable which will be laid between your office and edge location. And edge locations are anyways connected to AWS cloud over the private network, right? So this is how they make use of the purpose. So there will be a dedicated cable which will be laid from your office to the nearest edge location, and from there you enter into the private network, and thus you will be able to reach to the desired location in an early way. Okay, so this type of connection where we lay a dedicated cable between our office and AWS cloud, this type of connectivity is known as direct connect. This is also possible, but then it takes almost around 2 months of time for getting it deployed. So what you can do is, rather than, if you are not actually having this requirement of having a dedicated connectivity from the point of view of speed and security, you can achieve these two sites to get connected over with each other via the internet with the help of VPN, Virtual Private Network. If it is multiple people here accessing multiple infrastructure components here, so that means one site getting connected to another site, this kind of VPN where multiple users from here accessing multiple infrastructure components here, then it is known as site to site connectivity, or you can say site to site VPN. Another type of VPN is client side VPN. Client side VPN is useful for the SOHO users, or you can say in specific work from home users or remote users, where if I am doing work from home, I will be having an internet connection at my house, but along with me, four other members of my family are also connected with the same internet connection that we are having. I don't want all four members to be able to get connected to the office of mine. I just want my employee to be able to get connected to my office. So it will be between one client device getting connected to one site. So that is why we call it as client site VPN. So So these are the two different types of VPNs which are possible. So this is what we are going to study today. VPNs, and in the VPNs we will be studying about client side VPNs and site to site VPNs. Understood? Now the VPN service will help you to connect, as I said, your locations with the cloud. There, whenever you are creating a VPN, site to site VPN kind of connectivity between two locations, that is, one is your customer data center and another is your AWS VPC. Whenever such kind of site to site connectivity is required to be made, there will be two VPN tunnels that will be made per VPC to improve the fault tolerance. So there will be two VPN tunnels which will be created. So from your office, one tunnel will go to one availability zone, another tunnel will go to another availability zone, so that if one availability zone fails, then also your VPN to your cloud will be still up. When it is site to site VPN that we are creating, we call it as IPsec tunnels. Okay, that means Internet Protocol. IP stands for Internet Protocol and SEC stands for security. There is an IPsec protocol which is used for creating these tunnels, and thus these tunnels are known as IPsec tunnels. So for the purpose of fault tolerance, we create two VPN tunnels. If one goes down, your connectivity from your office to the cloud will still remain up. Okay. Now these VPN tunnels will have two components. One will be the customer gateway and another will be the virtual private gateway which is created in the cloud. Now the customer gateway could be any firewall in your office. It's not required to purchase additional firewall from any cloud vendor. You can use any firewall that you are having to act as a customer gateway for your cloud. And then there is a virtual gateway actually that you create in cloud, and for that you are charged for $0.05 per hour. Now this type of connections that we are talking about over here is a site to site VPN. Client side VPNs, the firewalls are not required, because it is very understood and a phenomenal thing that the users won't have a firewall at their home. Or maybe if they are traveling, so there is $0.05 per hour charges which is incurred on your account for creating a virtual private gateway, which is a component at the cloud side. So whenever there is a VPN tunnel getting originated from the customer gateway, it gets terminated on the virtual private gateway which is created in the cloud. And there are both the types of routings are supported on this gateway: static and dynamic routing. Okay, static routing is nothing but where the routing table is required to be filled up by you manually, as we are doing for our routing table. We have to create the route for each and every destination where I want my subnets to be able to reach and communicate. We were creating the routing tables, right? Now dynamic routing tables are the routing tables which gets populated automatically with the help of certain routing protocols. Now there are many routing protocols available. Out of them, whenever it is a customer premise communicating to the cloud without internet, then I can use the protocols like OSPF and EIGRP. But if it is over the internet, then I will be able to use border gateway protocol. So both the types of routing are supported. Okay, both of them are supported: static routing and dynamic routing. So this is what your VPNs are. So you can have a VPN connectivity in this way, where the one site getting communicated with another site, or also you can make these two sites. If it is your on-prem location and your cloud location talking to each other, this can happen over the dynamic routing protocol. direct connect also, which I have explained you. The direct connect feature can be ordered from the AWS console itself. You can either have a 1 gigabit of connectivity between your office and cloud, or you can have 10 gigabit of connectivity between your office and cloud. But the issue is the direct connect is not available in all the locations, and it takes almost around 2 months of time for getting deployed. If I tell you AWS direct connect locations, okay, so it is available at limited locations. If you see, these are the locations in various parts of the world. You can just browse and can get your country and can see. If I talk about India, in Asia Pacific, I will be only able to get it in Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad. That's it. These are the locations where I can have the direct connect. Otherwise, I won't be able to get a connectivity in any other city. Like I am staying in Indore, I won't be able to get a direct connect because it's available only in these cities where the edge location or the data center is available from Amazon. So that is a limitation with the direct connect thing. Similarly, for you also, you need to go and check whether the direct connect feature is available for your company or not, the location where you are present. But the VPN can be created from anywhere. You just need a connectivity to the internet. The speed is higher in direct connect, obviously, because it will be a dedicated laid cable between your office and AWS cloud. So the security and the speed will be far more better as compared to VPN. But it depends if the service is available in your area or not. Okay. So it will be with the direct connect, you'll be having a very consistent performance because you are not dependent on the internet speed. Okay, you are not dependent on the internet speed. It is compatible with all AWS services. When we talk about VPN, when we create VPN, VPN is only compatible with the services which you launch inside a VPC. The services like S3 bucket and all cannot be accessed over the VPN. The private connectivity is possible over the VPC with the AWS Direct Connect like a VPN. Apart from that, non-VPC services can also be accessed when you are over the Direct Connect. Then moreover, the bandwidth cost is also reduced for you, and you get enhanced security parameters because it is a dedicated cable and the speeds are pretty good. Rather than talking in Mbps, we are talking in Gbps. The minimum is 1 and I can go up to 10 Gbps. These are the benefits that comes up with the direct connect. So it's VPN and direct connect. VPN is connection via the internet, although it is also secure. It is using best in class security framework AES 3DES for security, but still it is passing over the internet. Whereas the direct connect is a dedicated lines and it will not use internet for the communication. VPNs are suitable for small workloads, whereas if you have large to medium workloads with a frequent data transaction happening between your site and your cloud in the large and medium amounts, then the direct connect is a better choice if it is available in your area. With the VPN, the bandwidth will be constrained because whatever amount of internet connectivity you purchase from your end from your service provider, that will be a limitation or you can say a bottleneck for you. But with the direct connect, you can go into GBs for the communication. As I said, when you are connected over the VPN, you can only access the resources which are hosted inside the VPC. The resources like S3 buckets, DynamoDB, VPC, the components like S3 bucket, DynamoDB, these are not accessible via VPN. Whereas with with Direct Connect, you can use the VPC and the EC2 components also. It can be set up immediately and it takes minimum of 2 months of time for getting it connected. Now, the speed is also not stable in VPN, and it is quite stable with direct connect. For the work from home employees that we are talking about, if you see, this is my, if I show you the diagram, suppose say this is my work from home employee. Now, this work from home employee can access the components which or the infrastructure which we have launched in the cloud in two ways. One, by using a client on his laptop, which is nothing but a small software which is required to be installed on the user desktop, or otherwise the person can get connected via the web VPN. Let me show you the examples of both. If I click open and write AWS client, you see this one. This is my AWS VPN client, which can be used for creating a VPN tunnel between my laptop and AWS Cloud. It is a client based VPN connectivity. If I go and write my, this is one of my client actually for whom we are working on project basis. So they also have a VPN, but it is a web VPN. It is a clientless VPN where I can provide the credentials and I'll get connected to it. So these both the ways it is possible. With AWS VPN client service, we will be able to get connected to the AWS via the client software. The client software can be downloaded easily from here. AWS VPN client. If I write in Google, I'll be able to download AWS client VPN software free of cost. If you have a Windows machine or a Mac machine or a Linux machine, get it downloaded from here. It's your choice. What kind of machine are you using? If I'm using this one, I will download it. I have already downloaded. If you want, you can go ahead and can download it. I'm sharing the link for you in the chat box. Okay. Now, if it is a general user, not an IT person who is doing work from home and he is required to access the VPN, if your company is using the VPN services, your laptop has to go to the IT security team so that the initial setup which is required to be created on the VPN connectivities will happen. Otherwise, if you are using web VPN, then it is okay because the web VPNs get connected via the Active Directory credentials, which are the credentials being used by the corporates for authenticating their internal users. Okay, but in case of AWS VPN, we cannot have a web VPN. It is a client based VPN which is possible.
So, guys, this was our expert from Team K21 Academy. And if in case you missed upon any concept or if you want to dive deeper into the concepts, then we have something really special for you. We have our free class on Amazon AWS Solution Architect Certification for Beginners. Under this free class, you'll be learning about why and who should learn AWS, cloud services, deployment models, and AWS services as well. And the most important part is you'll be getting hands-on labs, job opportunities, along with Docker and Kubernetes in AWS, and amazing, amazing stuff. So if you want to register for this free class, all you have to do is just log on to your browser and type k21academy.com/AWS SA02. And after that, you'll be seeing this kind of interface. You just have to click on book your free seat now, select your event date, add your name, your email address, your phone number, and click on yes, save my seat. And after that, you'll be seeing this kind of page. You just have to save this link on the extreme right, add it to your calendars, and I'll see you in the free class. Till then, keep learning.